Hi, thanks so much for joining in. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit. My name is Alex Matthew. With me is Mahima Vachrajani, and we'll take you through the next 1 hour of trade. Morning, Mahima.
Morning, Alex.
It's a tough day, but it is looking better than it did at the start today. And in fact, let's tell you a little bit of the context if you've not been watching the channel, which I think a lot of you have been. For those of you who have just tuned in, of course, the Fed rate decision was expected, but the outlook heading into 2025 was not. The idea that the Fed is going to go a little slower than expected on rate cuts going forward has had a bearing on international markets. Of course, overnight you had the US equity markets drop quite precipitously, and you had the Asian equity markets that have also followed suit. We're not completely isolated from that, of course, and so what you're seeing is across the board impact of that. You have the rupee that is trading at an all-time low. In fact, let's pull that up and see where it is right now. 85 was breached for the first time in the history of the rupee, and it is quite a day. But do remember, there's also an important context here. Even at this juncture, with this level, you have the rupee that has fallen about 2.2% against the US dollar in 2024. The US dollar index itself, which measures the strength of the dollar against a raft of currencies, has gained about 2.5% in that time frame. So you will have heard probably that the RBI has been intervening over the course of the last several months in order to maintain stability in the currency. A consequence of that is that the Indian rupee has fallen less than a lot of other major currencies. Now, I'm sure that you have a lot of questions about what's happening with the equity markets though, and I would encourage you to call us on that number on your screen right now, or in fact you can message us on the WhatsApp number that you will soon see, and we can take all of your questions over the course of the day. Let's jump straight to the queries though today.
Absolutely, Alex. So the first query that we have is on a comparatively smaller company, which is Axita Cotton. E. Venkataramanan, who's a senior citizen, by the way, from Bengaluru, has a question on this particular counter. He has 2,000 shares of this company bought at 15.89 a piece, and he is asking whether he should hold or sell. And I think let's take a technical call on this. Kush, your view on Axita Cotton?
Sorry, I didn't introduce the guest. Yeah. We should do that first.
Yeah.
Apologies. I'm so sorry, guys. Shahina Mukaddam and Kush Bora joining us this morning. As always, thank you so much. We completely skipped this part. Forgive us. We were focused on the markets. That is my excuse, at least.
Absolutely. Kush, coming back to you, the question is on Axita Cotton. How does it look on charts?
Morning, plus Alex, I'm assuming, that, you're considering we're all household names now, so maybe need no introduction, so a bit of
why not?
Justification. Just keeping things light. The stock hasn't really done as much. I don't see any kind of an upside coming onto this one. There was a base formation attempt around the 12 rupee level, but that's also, given way. So from my perspective, it's a very clear avoid. If you've got an existing position, this is a sell and exit. So Axita Cotton, very clearly an avoid.
Just a quick reminder, that number is where you call us on. Today is the day actually that you can get a lot of your questions answered, because on a day like today you will see a little bit of pressure in parts of your portfolio that you may not have anticipated before. So if you've got specific questions, today is the day to ask them. Mahesh Babu has got the next question. He's writing in from Hyderabad and he's asking about Siemens, which he's bought at levels of 7,651. He's got 10 shares and he's a medium-term investor, and so he's asking for a hold or sell recommendation. Shahina, on the fundamentals, an interesting stock and a space that is doing quite well. Would you hold on to this?
Yeah, it looks interesting. In fact, even with the overall capital, the investment that we saw in the first half for the capital infrastructure segment was a bit lower, but now it's expected to pick up. Siemens is well positioned, so it's a hold.
All right, so it's a hold for Siemens from Shahina. The next question is on Skipper. Neelam from Jaipur is holding around okay, she's not mentioned the quantity, but she's holding at a price of 474, and she wants to know as to what will be the target for the next 2 to 3 months for this particular counter. Kush, I'll come to you. Skipper and also the stop loss.
I'm so glad you did, because, Skipper's been our Diwali pick, and, it's hit the first target as well, 616. It's corrected a little along with the markets, and also because of the kind of run that it already had. We're still very bullish on this one. 700 and higher are the targets that we're looking at. in all probability, this could be hit in the next 2 to 3 months as well. So, hold, skipper. And as far as the stop loss goes, there's a good support zone near the 545 mark. So since your buying price is lower, that should act as your trailing stop loss now.
Let's pull up the slightly longer term charts of Piramal Pharma, not very long, but just over the last month, if we can do that. We've got Minus writing in from Trivandrum. Last 12 months has been good. Okay, so 1 month has also not been bad. 4.75 gain. 226 is the buy price, so gaining quite a bit. She's bought 2 months back. Minus writing in from Trivandrum asking whether or not to hold. This is a long-term investment that she's made. Shaina, on the fundamentals, would you hold on to this?
Yeah, it's from losses last year, after all the restructuring it did, it started to slightly make some profits in this episode last quarter. And they have got good plans in terms of their CRAMS business also. So I would say it's a hold from current levels.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Piramal Pharma. Hold is the view from Shahina. We have our first caller for the day. Ramakrishna is calling in from Bengaluru. Ramakrishna, thanks for calling in. Good morning. How can we help you?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my question. The question is on the IndusInd. I'm holding 204 shares at the price of 1,021.
Okay.
I'm sitting on a loss of minus 13,000 because it is also on the 52-week low. I would like to know if it's a good bet to hold.
Okay, and how long do you intend to keep holding this?
3 years.
3 years.
At the moment, I bought it with a long-term view, but seeing it is now sitting at the 52-week low, I'm trying to know if my initial guess was right or wrong, because what if it goes further loss?
Got it. Shaina, I'll come to you for this one, because since he's bought it from a long-term perspective, do you think he should keep holding it?
See, if he's looking, for a short-term holding period, I think he's it's continuing to look weak even from current levels. So if he's looking for 3 to 6 months, I think the stock will remain weak. But if he continues to hold for the long term, I think there it is possible, because the valuations are not expensive. It's just about 1.1 times book. He may see a recovery in the stock price. The issue out here is the quality of the balance sheet, which is seeing a lot of cleanup. RBI has come up with a lot of norms, change in norms for unsecured lending, and IndusInd is being affected by that. So to an extent, if you've just got a 6-month view, in my view, it is better to switch.
What would you switch to at this juncture, Shaina?
Some of the larger banks still look better than IndusInd, though they are more expensive. Like, for example, ICICI Bank, even a public sector bank like SBI, which has the same valuation as IndusInd, looks, in my view, more attractive at current levels than IndusInd.
All right, point taken. Zen Technologies is the next counter that we're talking about, and Girish Patil from Belgaum in Karnataka, right on the border of Maharashtra, is asking the next question. He's asking what the entry level would be for something like this. Kush, any view on Zen Tech?
Fairly positive, Alex. I mean, this was a call that, we discussed, on the channel some time ago. The second target on this one's already been hit. Even in a market like this, I mean, yesterday at best had a flattish kind of a day, and today it's again, on the way up. So my suggestion would be that a good entry point, for this one would be around the 2300 mark. It's in the slightly overheated territories on the daily front, on the daily chart. So if you do get a dip closer to the 2300, 2250 zone, that should act as a good entry point. And if you see the volumes, even now on the stock are actually pretty healthy. So any kind of a dip towards 2250, 2300 should be taken as a buying opportunity. On the way up, your targets will then be 2500 and 2650. And then your stop loss will come in at 2121. The stop loss will come in at 2180 zone.
It's had a phenomenal run over the last 12 months. I'm glad that you pointed those levels out. Let's talk about the next question. And we've got another caller. Nikit is calling us from Hyderabad. Nikit, good morning to you. Cochin Shipyard is a counter that you want to know about. I think you bought at elevated levels though.
Yeah. Actually, first I bought it at 1900. So after that, I averaged it down to 1800. 1783.
Right.
1783 average.
And when you bought it, what was the thinking that you had, the prospects in the space, shipbuilding space?
Yeah, it is actually a defense sector, and the orders are getting really good in Mazagon Dock and Cochin Shipyard. Actually, I got a good profit in Mazagon Dock.
Oh, you're holding Mazagon as well.
Returns. Yeah, I got 140% returns in Mazagon Dock. I bought it at 1890 rupees.
Understood. And so what you want to know is whether to continue to hold and keep patience with Cochin Shipyard. What is the time frame that you have?
5 years.
5.
I can hold it for 5 years.
Fantastic. Okay, let me go across to Shaina. Shaina, as he's pointed out, he's holding both Mazagon as well as Cochin, but Cochin he's losing ground in. Bought at levels of average price of 1783, 46 shares held. Should he hold on to that?
Yeah, I mean, if short term, he's going to see a bit more pain in my view. One is because valuations are not cheap, and of course, he's bought it at a high level. So for him to get back his price, I think it's going to take some time, but he can be patient because numbers are improving, execution is improving. They have got a good order book position. Defense is out of favor still. It's coming back. It will take some time. So if he's got a 1 to 5 year holding, as he says, he can continue to hold. If he's got a 6 month holding, he can actually switch from Cochin. But otherwise, I would say for a long term investor, it looks decent. Balance sheet is good.
Right, that's the view coming in on Cochin Shipyard. Balance sheet looks good as per Shahina. The next query is from Prem Kumar, who is from UAE, and he's written very nice words for Ask Profit as well. Well, he's holding 2,000 shares of South Indian Bank purchased at 10 rupees a piece, and the stock is stagnant around 25 now, so it's no more a penny stock. And he wants to know as to he should continue holding it or book profits. Kush, I'll come to you for this one, South Indian Bank.
Well, there was a falling, a downward sloping channel that the stock was, under for a while now. That's been taken out. Now, once the stock slips below the 22 mark, it will again enter that territory. So my suggestion would be to keep a trailing stop loss of about 22 rupees. Even if he exits at that price, it will still be significantly above his buying price. So keep a trailing stop loss of 22. As long as that is respected, you can continue holding. Once that is broken, you should look to exit or book profit in South Indian Bank.
Okay. All right. So that's the view on South Indian Bank, up about 10% in last month. Quite a bit, actually. We've got a caller. Srinivasalu Reddy is calling us from Bengaluru. Srinivasalu, how can we help you today? Morning.
Yeah, very good morning. I took in shares of IGCIL XT. That I took it around 14.16 price, right? Indicount
is the name of the account, right?
Yeah. It's in 2,000 shares I have taken.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wanted to know, as in this market is not doing that great, whether to hold or to keep.
IGC.
To sell or hold. Wanted to understand.
But what is your time frame, and what was the thinking that you had when you bought this stock?
I thought I took this as a penny stock, so I thought at least for 3 months or 6 months period to have some good profits in this.
Okay.
But as in that, I took the stock, it's going down. Yeah, it's been 10 days that I have been observing.
Yeah. But I'm just curious. I'm not faulting you here, but please don't misunderstand. But I'm trying to understand why you would think that penny stock would give you fantastic returns.
Not about that. My investment is very less. So
okay. Okay. So this is
I started new to this stock share market. So
understood. Do you have a long-term portfolio, Srinivasalu?
Thinking of as in that how it's going on. I'm just studying these things. So
okay, let me help you then. Let me go to Shahina on this one. He's looking to make a quick buck, and I think this is something that a lot of people do. More often than not, in a penny stock, it doesn't pan out. Of course, in certain cases, it is a tremendous success, and these success stories, I think, are what drive us to try and take a bet here and there, right? A specific view, if you have on IGC Industries, it's now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, at lower circuit, 11.78. If you were to say move out of this, what stocks should he buy if he were to build a long-term portfolio?
Oh my God, this is one of the worst stocks to be holding, and especially in such a period. I think the market cap, I just quickly looked it up, is about 40 crores. Okay. So it's a tiny company. The net worth is negative. They're not making any profits. And the promoter holding has actually come down, at least with whatever data I can see, to zero. I mean, very low. So he should do whatever he can to get out of this stock.
But okay, let me follow that up. And Shaina, your advice to people that are looking to make, especially in this market, okay, we're talking about a situation where overnight you have a major rate decision by the US Fed, the outlook going forward. Global markets are bearing the brunt of that. Of course, the penny stocks and the ones that are at the broader end of the spectrum are going to get completely smashed in this situation. And that is visible, 5% down for IGC, apologies. What would you do in terms of building a long-term portfolio though? Is that the better approach? Everybody is talking about moving out of small cap into large cap.
Well, I would say you need to divide your total portfolio into maybe 3 parts. One part definitely has to be in the large cap liquid stories. There and good quality ones are available. We just discussed a lot of them already. So you have your portfolio in liquid stocks. 1/3 you could have in mid caps, which actually gives you a growth story where you can pick up high quality managements. You can pick up good growth opportunities where maybe the valuations are slightly on the higher side, but the business opportunity is so big that the growth rates that you are likely to see are going to be quite high. And in the small cap category, see, I'm not saying that one needs to totally avoid it, but in times when the overall market is negative, when we all are saying it's very volatile, there are a lot of issues out here, it is best to avoid. And if you also want to be in small caps or micro caps, then it is better to be in stocks which are profitable, which have very low valuation. In terms of, valuation, they are not rich. Managements are... the managements have a history of turning around the company. The profits are likely to kick in once the plans are in place. So those type of penny stocks, if you're investing in a good sector, which is likely to do well, get good orders, then you can continue to hold. Otherwise, I believe in such a market, micro caps, especially small caps, is very difficult to call.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm asking you to make a very quick answer to this, Shaina. What stands out in each of the categories that you've just mentioned? Quick answer.
Oh, well, large cap we already discussed. So private sector banks look good or defense. In the mid caps, you could go in for something like IT or pharma, which actually, in my view, is likely to be sectors. And in the small cap, you should look at something maybe in energy sector, renewable energy, or something that is linked to power.
All right, so that's the view coming in on the entire pack of stocks and sectors that Shaina thinks look attractive. Moving on, we have our next caller. Sriram from Chennai is calling us. Sriram, thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
Hey, thanks again for this show. I've been a regular caller as well. Okay, today I want to understand about the Hindustan Unilever stock.
Okay.
I have bought it 100 shares recently for 2,500 rupees.
Okay.
I also hold ITC stock for quite some time.
Okay.
But I want to switch to HUL.
Right.
Hence, to diversify, I bought the HUL at 2,500. But considering the HUL is also going to split into ice cream and ITC also going to split into hotels, is this good to hold in HUL or shift to ITC?
Okay, Sriram, I'll take your query on HUL. You intend to hold this for a long-term perspective, right?
Yes, long-term.
All right. Shaina, I'll quickly come to you on this one. HUL has not been performing since the past few quarters combined, but do you think it's a good stock to keep holding?
Yeah, I would say it's likely to drag for some more time, but these are stocks that move, at a stretch when they start moving. And switching from ITC to HUL, I think once the split happens, you relocate it. I would suggest continue to hold the hotel story, and you can relook at the FMCG part. Then at that point, you can look to switch to HUL. But as of now, I would say continue holding both.
Got it. All right. Sriram, hopefully that answers your question. We've got a question from Nimish, who's writing from very far from India. And he's asking about India Glycols, which he's bought at levels of 1,100, 200 shares. He's looking for a long-term view, but he's specifically asking on the charts, how does it look? Kush, would you suggest holding on, or would you deploy further into this right now?
Well, it's had a good run over the last couple of weeks, but now it's seeing a bit of a round of profit booking. But if the view is anywhere from medium to long term, and I'm assuming that will be 6 to 12 months or beyond, then it's not a bad idea to continue holding on to this one. It's consolidated and then given you that kind of a breakout on the back of very decent volume. So for me, this is a hold. I wouldn't add further just yet because it's already seen some run. The stop loss for this one comes in at about 1190, 1200 odd levels if I round that off. So with a stop loss of 1200, continue holding on to this one. Don't add further yet, especially given the market conditions, but you can continue holding.
Okay. We've got our next caller. Harish is calling us from Karnataka, and this is about Tata Motors, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he's bought at slightly elevated levels. That's right. In fact, Harish, good morning. How can we help you today?
Good morning. Thanks for accepting the call. So I bought Tata Motors at 860 rupees.
Yes.
140 shares are there.
Yes.
I'm planning to hold it for another 6 months.
Okay. And so you're looking for a trading strategy?
Hello?
So you're looking for a trading strategy. You've not bought based on the fundamentals, right?
No, based on the fundamentals only I bought it.
Okay.
But I think I can hold it only for 6 months.
Okay. Is that because you need the funds in 6 months?
Yes. If I can hold it, I want to switch on to the other stock.
Okay, understood. All right. Shaina, you want to comment on that strategy? If it's bought on fundamentals, holding for 6 months and then switching to something else, do you think that the Tata Motors price will turn around in that time frame? We're talking about a 100 rupee recovery or thereabouts. A lot of factors would have to play out, particularly for Jaguar Land Rover, for that to take place.
I don't think so. It's going to turn around in 6 months. Of course, it's a quality stock. So if that's the time frame that he has, he can actually, move out even now. Otherwise, if you would like to, see how it goes for some more time, you can hold with a stop loss of say 700. And then if at all the market bounces, if at all, then you could see the stock, move up again to about, say, the 830 type of levels. So keep a stop loss if you want. Otherwise, you can switch right away.
Switch to what, China? Would you avoid the OEM space, or would you have a pick there?
See, as of now, I would prefer something like, as we discussed, IT, pharma.
Okay,
I think these are the sectors because of the rupee depreciation that are doing better.
Yeah.
So if you want to be in 6 months, then you might as well be in a sector that is likely to do better.
All right, we have our next query from Nanda Kumar, who has a query on AU Small Finance Bank. He's asking whether it's worth buying from a both shorter term perspective as well as longer term perspective. So quickly, I'll come to both of you. Kush, your view on AU Small on the charts first?
It's a very clear avoid. In fact, just yesterday, we released a short call on AU Small Finance Bank via the December futures for a second target of 544. That's been hit. And the stock's actually trending lower. So for me, AU's Small Finance Bank is actually a shorting candidate. So I wouldn't recommend a long position on AU Bank.
Okay. And Shaina, quickly, 30-second stake on AU Small Finance Bank fundamentally?
With a price to book of more than 3 times, it's definitely an avoid or switch.
All right. Well, it's time to slip into a short break. Kush and Shaina, we'll be right back, and viewers will be answering all your queries on the other side.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first trade to buy
all commodities, but in that Vedanta looks good.
Our experts give you the top stock ideas to prepare you for the day.
ICICI Lombard stocks hit the first target. It has given a very good momentum with good volume.
Don't miss the chance to make the right moves. Only on NDTV Profit, where winners are made before the bell rings.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past. and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed.
Welcome back. you're watching Ask Profit, a show where we answer all your stock related queries, whether they're fundamental or technical. You can ask all your stock related queries on the number that is flashing on your screen. You can either call us or WhatsApp us. Moving on to the next query, Ram Kumar from Hyderabad has a query on Motilal Oswal. He's purchased 210 shares at 869 a piece. And he's saying he wants to keep holding them for the next 20 years. Shaina, 20 years is a long term and requires a lot of patience. And today also Investec, has come out with a note and initiated buy for the stock and given a target price of 977. Target price of 1200. Do you think that this is a stock that you can have in your portfolio for the next 20 years?
Well, see, in the capital market, a lot of technology changes keep happening. So to that extent, of course, Motilal Oswal is doing well, and in the medium term, likely to continue to do well. If you're looking at the very long term, then I would say, you could look at some the exchanges that look better, or something like a CDSL, which looks better if you're looking at a 20-year, lazy type of portfolio. So to that extent, I would prefer those stocks over a Motilal Oswal for 20 years.
Fair point. All right. We've got the next question on Adani Ports, and this is Chaya from Rajkot who was asking this. She's bought at levels of 1,361. Let's pull up the chart and see where it's currently trading. She's got 25 shares, and it's currently at 1,200. It has dropped, if I'm not mistaken, over 20% from the 52-week high. If it's a fundamental call, and if it's bought for the long term, what is the way to approach this, Shaina? Do you take opportunities to add more? Because ultimately these are infrastructure assets, and we're talking about a large part of Indian maritime trade that accounts for a bulk of Indian trade, and Adani Ports ultimately controlling over 60% of maritime trade.
Yes, absolutely. And, they have actually gone ahead and mentioned that in the next, say, 5 years, they're looking at doubling their overall, I would say, volumes, capacity, and also, of course, the numbers will be much better. But, for the shorter term, the stock looks like a bit weak because of the issues that continue to haunt it from the US point of view in terms of news. I would say keep adding, add and dips, somewhere close to 1,000 if at all the stock corrects. Of course, you can continue to hold. If it dips to close to 1,000, you can add more.
All right. So, just the standard disclaimer, this is Adani Ports that we just spoke about, part of the Adani Group. NDTV Profit is owned by NDTV Group, which is also part of the Adani Group.
All right, we have our next caller. Hari from Chennai is calling us. Hari, thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
Hi, this is Hari here. It's nice talking to you.
Yeah.
I have Hindalco at the average price is around 660,
okay.
And I'm holding 670 odd shares of Hindalco.
Okay.
So I would like to know whether, say I'm a long term, I want to hold this for a long time, maybe 2 to 3 years of time.
Okay.
My question is whether I can accumulate at this level, or I need to wait before adding anything new onto this one.
All right, Hari, before I take your question with Shahina, just a quick, view as to why you bought Hindalco.
Actually, I just looked at their fundamentals. I also consider their PEs, plus their subsidiary is also going for an IPO in US. So all those factors I considered, and basically I saw the fundamentals are good, and they are one of the sector topper. So I just went for it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Shaina, I'll quickly come to you on this one. He's done his study, but do you think this is a good stock to keep holding for a long-term perspective?
In the shorter term, he's going to see a bit of pain, yes. But I think if you're holding it for the long term, he's correctly put it that yes, in the long term, their subsidiary in the US will raise funds, which actually Hindalco is the parent company. So it will be positive. So I would say if you're holding for the long term, you can continue to hold. Nalco is another interesting stock. He can partly switch from Hindalco to Nalco, which also then gives you the alumina play. So he can hold both of them for the medium to longer term.
IDFC First Bank is the next counter that we're talking about. Prajwal has got the question. He's bought at levels of 78 rupees and he's asking whether to wait or sell. On the technicals, Kush, sorry to keep you waiting. A lot of fundamental questions coming through. But would you hold at 78?
So there's a rebound that is perhaps in play. So I would hold it, but with a very tight stop loss around 61, which is the recent low. Once that is breached, there's a possibility that the stock could head lower. But even in a market like this, if the stock is attempting to even hold up, then I would consider that as a positive. Mind you that the stock is coming off, a very severe kind of a steep fall. So any breach below 61 will actually weaken the recovery trend. So hold it with that stop loss. On the way up, you're looking at resistances at 68, and once that is taken out around 72. So not sure if really his buying price will be achieved, or maybe he can exit in a profit. But perhaps at these levels, the loss will be a lot lesser than what he's looking at right now.
Sunil Chahal is calling us from Haryana. Namaskar Sunil, how can we help you today?
सर नमस्कार, मेरा सर EPACK Durable पे क्वेश्चन है. मेरे पास 1600 शेयर्स हैं. हाँ. At the price of 419 सर.
और इसका
मैंने जस्ट 3 मंथ्स पहले ही खरीदे हैं वो.
हाँ.
मेरा 4-5 इयर्स का होल्डिंग पीरियड का होराइजन है. आप मुझे लॉन्ग टर्म उसका फंडामेंटल व्यू आप दे सकते हो.
और आपके स्टडी में, आपके रिसर्च में आपको क्या पता चला EPACK ड्यूरेबल के बारे में?
सर ये कंज्यूमर ड्यूरेबल एसी का जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करती है, जो इंटरनल डिजाइन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होता है, PLI स्कीम में एलिजिबल है, इसको PLI मिलता है. और लास्ट 3 इयर्स में 3 टाइम्स आई थिंक शेयर प्राइस हो चुका है इसका. लास्ट जनवरी 24 में IPO आया था.
बिल्कुल.
तो स्मॉल कैप कंपनी है सर, तो इस हिसाब से मैंने इसको इन्वेस्ट किया.
और आपने ऑलरेडी अट्रैक्टिव प्राइस पे खरीदी की है, तो मैं एक्चुअली फंडामेंटल्स पे
मैंने एवरेज आउट किया है सर उसको काफी बार.
तो मैं फंडामेंटल्स पे शाइना के पास जा रहा हूँ. शाइना, ऑन द फंडामेंटल्स EPACK ड्यूरेबल, इज इट अ होल्ड फॉर यू? इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म स्टोरी as he's pointed out.
Yeah, it's a small cap, a very, very small cap, micro cap actually. The balance sheet looks okay. They have raised funds now, so the balance sheet looks okay. In the first half, they made losses, but on a comparative basis, also there were losses. So it's slightly doing better. So I would say yes, you can continue to hold. Keep a track के कैसे perform करते हैं ये जब numbers निकलते हैं, देखिए. But as of now, ठीक लग रहा है to hold.
All right, so ठीक लग रहा है to hold is the view. I hope that answers your query. The next question is on SBI. Krishna is asking on this. I think Shaina, you've already given your views on this. So Kush, I'll take this question with you. SBI bought at the levels of 850. How does it look on charts?
Well, not too bad. I mean, the stock's had a good run. It's seeing a bit of a profit booking along with all the all the banking stocks. But if I were to pick some names in the banking space, it's now categorized as the large caps versus the mid and small. So SBI, HDFC, ICICI, all these three are the ones that you should either have in your portfolio, or if you don't, you could add some more. So from current levels also, SBI doesn't look all that bad. Minor losses, yes, I understand, but you want to hold on to these. The stop loss, the positional stop loss for this one comes in at 775.
All right, position stop loss at 775 for SBI from Kush. We have our next caller. Balakrishna is calling in from Bengaluru. Balakrishna, thanks for calling in. How can we help you?
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I'm thinking to take a fresh entry in Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, is it the right time that we can enter into this stock? And if we can enter, what could be the target for the next 2 to 3 years?
2 to 3 years, okay. Have you already studied the company?
I have done the basic studies about the FPI holdings and the other valuations, but
okay, got it.
I would like to know more details about it.
All right, got your question, Balakrishna. Shaina, I'll straightly come to you on this one. Do you have a view on this counter?
It looks good. In fact, you can keep adding. Even at current levels, it looks good for the medium to longer term. Fundamentals are in place, and they're doing pretty well in terms of growth also. So I would say you can keep adding.
I was just looking at the website. It is a multi-specialty hospital located in a few regions, Thane, Pune and Indore. Just a follow-up from my end, just to add to Balakrishna's question. Shaina, in your opinion, the hospital space, is this the best play or is there a better option available?
If you're looking at the largest, of course, Apollo Hospitals is there. So that would be the top pick. But yes, if you're looking at a smaller hospital play, niche, a particular region, Apollo is of course all over India. So a niche, then I think Jupiter still looks good. The market cap is about 10,000 odd crores and price to book is about 8 times. So it is, well placed to do well in terms of growth. I think there's a lot of demand for the stock. The Jupiter Life looks decent at current levels, even versus Apollo Hospitals. But if you're looking at a long-term view, safe view, then Apollo Hospitals.
Okay, all right. Dr. Ananya has got the next question. She's writing in from Bengaluru and asking about Olectra Green. She's got 300 shares which she's bought at an average price of 900 and she's making money in this stock. The stock is currently trading at 1,519. Kush, enough data for you to give some information. She's got a very long-term view. She's looking to hold for the next 5 years, but she's wondering whether to take some profit off the table and reinvest it somewhere else.
Not a bad idea at all, because if you see there is a falling trend line resistance that the stock is respecting and hasn't really been able to gather momentum ever since it started falling early 2024 from those 2,200 odd levels. So definitely from a medium to a long term perspective, not a bad idea to continue to hold, but take 50% off the table because of the kind of negative bias consolidation that the stock is witnessing. So book 50%, hold the rest of it.
All right. Vishal from Hyderabad has got the next question. He's calling us right now. Vishal, good morning to you and how can we help you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I have invested in Vishal Mega Mart.
Okay.
I have 20 shares at 107.2 rupees. So I am looking to take a long-term hold for at least 5 years. Is it good time to hold Vishal Mega Mart?
Vishal Mega Mart just listed, right? Yesterday
Yeah.
was it? So you bought it yesterday, right?
Yes.
You bought it yesterday, okay. And so you must have tried for the IPO as well. You didn't get allocation?
Yeah, I didn't get allocation.
Okay, but you decided to buy anyway. Did you like the prospectus? Did you like what the company does, Vishal?
Yeah, I have visited the store and I liked it, so I have invested in it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, let me go across to Shaina on this one. You want to know whether to add more, right, at this point?
Should I add more or not?
Yeah, okay.
For long term.
No, please.
Yeah.
I would say please not now. Please wait for the stock to settle. Let us see what numbers they come out over the next, say, 6 months, and then you can add. I don't think it's a good idea to add in the first week of listing, especially when the stock is listed at a premium.
Right, so wait for a while to add Vishal Mega Mart to your cart is Shahina's view. The next query is on Axis Bank. We have Srinivasa Rao who's from Bengaluru and he's having Axis Bank 75 shares bought at 560 a piece and he's asking whether he should keep holding it or sell. Kush, how does this look on charts?
Well, not too encouraging, I'm afraid. The stock had support around that 11.25, 11.30 zone, that's been taken out today. The volumes are also seeing a bit of a spike. The stock's been under pressure. So my suggestion would be to sell this partially, continue to, hold the rest of it, but at least a partial exit, is warranted on Axis Bank.
Caution warranted on Axis Bank. Not done too much over the last one year or so. We've got, in fact, we have taken a question on Vedanta, if I'm not mistaken, right? Haven't we? No, we took Hindalco.
Yeah.
Vedanta is the next question. We've got Rajan Iyer, who's saying that he's a retired banker. He's bought he's bought 400 units, 400 shares. He's trying to make it 1,000. And he's also following the lure of handsome dividends, he says. And he's ready to hold for the next 18 months. And he's already holding quite a significant portion. He's asking whether it's the right stock to buy or is there an alternative. Shaina, any view on this one? The dividend play is something that people have been attracted to because Vedanta has been so generous, profligate. What would you call it?
Yeah, and 24 December is the ex-date for the current dividend of 8.5 rupees. So if you're a retired investor and you would like to look at the dividend income, of course, it's a hold as of now. And over the long term, I think the stock is going to be split into various, segments. So really, you'll have to look at it at that point in time as to which part you want to be in and stuff. But as of now, it's a hold.
Right, hold for Vedanta is the view coming in from Shahina. We have our next question from Divya, who's from Tamil Nadu. Now she's just recently bought Bharti Airtel, considering the positive news is what she's saying. She's holding 50 stocks and she wants to know at this level also, is it a good time to add more shares? Kush, I'll come to you on this one. Current levels to enter Bharti Airtel?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. It's got this, rising trend line support, which comes in somewhere around the 1580 mark. And the stock's holding well above that, despite the kind of fall that it's seen over the last couple of sessions. On the whole, if you see, the stock had a bit of a corrective run from, mid-September up until, mid-November. So 2 months of good corrective move after a very good move. And then the stock is now attempting a recovery. So not a bad idea to add some more at the current juncture as well. Positional stop for this one is at 5,800. On the way up, you're looking at targets of 1675. Once that is taken out, perhaps even the recent highs of 1775 are also in play. So Bharti, on the whole, after a corrective move, looking to make its way up, is a good hold and add as well at the current level.
Okay. That's the view on Bharti Airtel. Add more. Okay, we might have a question coming in on Enviro Infra. Actually, no, NTPC Green is the name of the counter, and this is Venkat Ramana from Hyderabad, who's asking about NTPC Green. He's holding this and he's looking for a long-term view. He's got allocation in the IPO. The stock is currently trading at 135. If we can see the move since the listing, yeah, there you go. So 25% gains from the issue price. Shahina, on the fundamentals, would you hold on if you've got an allocation?
See, if we're looking at a 6-month view to 1-year view, I would say you can book profits. The thing is, the valuations are very expensive if you're looking at a 1 to 2 year time horizon. So I think the stock will consolidate at current levels. The long term, they've got very big plans. The money that has been raised is going to put into building capacity. So to that extent, long term looks very good, 3 years plus. But I think if I'm 6-month holding, 1 year holding, I don't see too much upside from here.
So 1 year is what she said, that she doesn't see a lot of upside on NTPC Green. Moving on, we've already taken a fundamental view on HUL, but next viewer wants to ask as to what could be the technical view on this particular counter. He has 25 shares, Cyan, and bought at 2,400 levels, and it's down from peak and below 200-day moving average is what he's saying. Is that correct, Kush? And what should we do with the counter?
Exit. That will be the view. It's not only below the 200-day moving average, it's below all significant, long-term, medium-term and short-term averages. There is a base formation attempt at this 2350, 2340 mark, but it doesn't seem to be holding on. And the blip that we saw, or the recovery attempt that we saw in the FMCG shares about a week or so ago, was actually just a rebound rally from oversold territory. So for me, HUL at the moment is an exit.
HUL, you haven't heard that very often, right?
Yeah, I think it's been common these days, unfortunately.
In the recent past, this year in 2024, not something that you've heard very often over the course of the last few years at least. Okay. Jia Reddy is calling us from Hyderabad. Good morning, Mr. Reddy. How can we help you?
Good morning, and thanks for taking my call.
Our pleasure. Please go ahead.
I have Garware Technical Fiber 941 share.
Okay. Wow.
At a rate of 750. So I want to know whether I can add more feature prospects for this counter.
Mr. Reddy, so that some of our younger viewers benefit from the kind of experience that you've had with this, can you take me through what your thinking was when you acquired it first? And I'm guessing that you acquired it over a period of time, right?
That's right. So when I looked at this very many years ago, it has very unique product lines, and some of them are very they are the leaders in that segment, and the valuations was also quite attractive at that point of time.
Yes.
So I kept on adding from level of 200, and then added these 900 odd numbers for a period of time. And
over
then,
what period of time though?
Almost 7-8 years.
Okay.
And last 3 years it did nothing actually. Post COVID, I was not sure what to do, whether we exit or stay invested. And finally, I think this year it has recovered a little bit, and it is doing well. So should I continue to add more or just hold it or exit and go to
something else? Okay, you've had a fantastic return. You're sitting on gains of 36 plus lakh. So congratulations for your acquisition. Let me go across to Shahina on this one. Shahina, you've heard the question. Should he hold on to Garware technical fibers rather?
Yeah, well, I believe that, there is a lot of news surrounding the stock. Sometimes we hear of, management change in terms of the overall company being up for sale, things like that. Fundamentals, they are doing well. Valuations are extremely expensive, but there's a lot of buying that keeps coming into the stock. So as of now, what I would do is hold with a stop loss of close to about 4,000 and see where it goes. And below that, then you can review the stock whether to add or to switch.
Hold with a stop loss of 4,000 is the view coming in on Garware Tech. Next query is from Rajesh, who's from Bangalore. He wants a 4 to 5 year term perspective on Swiggy. He's already holding 100 shares, but what he's saying is that he wants to add 500 shares more. Is that the right thing to do, Shahina, at current levels?
Well, I would say that it's better, to limit your investment here because there are a lot of new competition coming in. You have Tej coming in from Amazon. You have Zepto coming in, talking of an IPO. So it's going to become an overcrowded space. So I think you be happy with what you got as of now.
All right. Shahina, Kush, it's time to hit the rapid fire segment. You both know what that means. We'll be tossing questions at you like grenades and you got to catch it and make the most of it and give our viewers the best possible advice. So the first question that is coming at you is on, Infosys. Would you buy at this point? Kush, on the technicals, this is a question from Afreen.
Yes, Infosys is a buy. The stop loss on this one is 1880 on the way up. You're looking at targets of 1990 and once that is taken out, even at 2040.
Okay, Lavish from Indore has a query on Borosil Renewables, especially for you, Kush. 500 shares bought at 599. What could be the 6 months target?
This you could continue to hold. The target, the first target for this one will be 650. Once that is taken out, you're looking at a 680 as well. And there's a very good support zone near the 585 mark, so that should act as your stop loss.
Any view on high-tech pipes, Shahina? Would you hold if you bought 6,930 quantity at rupees 15?
No, I would switch.
Alright, Shelly Engineering is the next counter from a long-term perspective. Manjunath from Bangalore wants to know, Shaina, do you have a view on this?
I'll pass this.
Kush, your view on this, on the charts?
Continue to hold. If you don't have, you could look at adding this one. Very good moves. The stop loss on this one comes in at 1430. And for targets, you're looking at 1550. Once that is taken out to 1625 as well. So Shelly is a hold and an add.
JK Paper is the next counter. Kush, this one's for you. 318 shares bought at price of 488. Shivani from Mumbai wants to know whether to hold or exit.
So this one's a hold with a stop loss of 455, but my suggestion would be to exit at your cost. Don't look at a very big upside on this one.
All right, Ola Electric is the next counter and the viewer has 50,000 shares. Shaina, what should be done with this?
Well, I would say, hold with the stop loss. Hold with the stop loss, I'll say maybe 90.
Okay. Beyant wants to know about Bank of Baroda, 2,500 quantity bought at 261. What is the target if you are holding, Kush?
I'm afraid it's on the downside, so I would rather give a stop loss, and the stop loss for this one is at 240. Once that is breached, you should exit. On the way up, this has resistances around 265 and 280 zone. So hold with the stop loss, 240 if it's breached, exit.
Okay, that completely runs down the time, both on the rapid fire as well as the show. Thank you so much, Kush, as well as Shahina, for joining in, for answering all the questions that you did today. And that brings us to the end, as I said, to this edition of Ask Profit. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you from Mahima and myself and the team that put this show together. Thank you so much for watching. Do stay tuned. Lots more coming up over the course of the day. And this is NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first to buy
all commodities, but in that Vedanta looks good.
Our experts give you the top stock ideas to prepare you for the day.
ICICI Lombard stocks hit the first target. It has given a very good momentum with good volume.
Don't miss the chance to make the right moves. Only on NDTV Profit, where winners are made before the bell rings.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.